Hello, quick flash back at it with another quick little EmuFlight video. I'm just trying to get better on the update videos. Hopefully every version or every other version should be having a quick little video. If not, you can get after me. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I updated this one. I can check, but the latest version that's out is 0.1.37. And thank you for all you dedicated testers. This one's not updated yet, but as you can see, this is version 0.1.36. It was brought to my attention that some quads were disarming. Well, they weren't exactly disarming. Looking through some logs, just randomly the motors would just drop to zero. Didn't really make sense to me. Also, your iTerm would just completely stop working. It's a weird looking bug. Did some troubleshooting, and eventually Nerdcopter actually helped me find the bug. As you can see right here in the code, I was being a bit of an idiot and was thinking, I need to, so as you all know, in version 0.1.35 we took the emu boost and the SPA code and separated it for the yaw axis. So you could have it on pitch and roll and yaw would be tuned separately. When I did that, I added a little bit of code so that it would know if you're on the yaw axis or not, and which tune to give to your emu boost or SPA. In doing so, I modified the emu boost code a little bit. Part of the reason was that was some of the first code I wrote, and looking back at it, I really didn't write it very well. So I went through and I just did a quick fix on it, made it easier to add it, made it look a lot prettier. As I went through and did that, I did this code here. So I took the absolute value of error and divided it by error. And the whole idea of that was I would get positive or negative. If error would be a positive number divided by a positive, I'd end up with a positive number here, or if this was a negative, it would be divided by, it would turn into a positive by taking the absolute value, and then it would be divided by a positive, which would still give me a negative number, and that should always be equal to 1. The time that you do run into an issue, though, is, in case you didn't know, just a little lesson on coding, because I find this stuff interesting and maybe some of you out there do as well, is when you use a float is not an exact number. So if you have a float and you do, say, 5 divided by 3, you're not going to have exactly 5 divided by 3. You'll have a number that's very close, but not quite that number. And so, on the off chance that your error rate, or the error that you're seeing while you're flying, is 0, instead of having 0 divided by 0, which I'm not even sure if that would give you an issue, but instead of having that, if you take the absolute value of it, it's going to give you a number that's not quite what you would expect it to be. And so that just divide by 0, as you know, when you divide by 0, things go to beyond infinity, and it just broke our PID loop, and your motors just dropped to 0. Thankfully they didn't shoot up to 100%, that would have been really awful, but they dropped to 0, and you'd have to rearm it again to take off. Yeah, Nerdcopter pointed this out. I don't know why I overlooked this. Pointed it out to me. I came into the code and fixed it with this piece of code here. Just basically, if the number's a positive, this piece of code is that, and then if it's a negative, we just put that negative value right in front of it to fix that silly issue. So thank you everyone who tested earlier versions and found that bug. I'm really grateful to have such a nice testing team and such a good group of people in here to help out, and as you can see if you're looking at these changes, also big shout out to Low Twice for helping with some GUI work recently. If you didn't know, in order to get code working in the configurator, we have to actually change some of the code on our flight controllers as well as in the configurator. It's kind of annoying and my least favorite part of coding all of this, and Low Twice understands that part a lot better than me, and so his help is greatly appreciated. Anyways, just a quick update. I thought I'd try to be a bit better at documenting all of these changes, and yeah, there you have it. Have a great day, and thanks for flying EmuFlight.